What if I told you that a single number could totally reframe the way we talk about modern dating? Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack one statistic that shows this massive gap between what people are looking for in a partner and what the economic reality actually is.
The analysis we're diving into kicks things off with this incredibly direct question. It's pretty provocative, right? I mean, it cuts straight to the heart of a huge conversation that's happening right now. This gap between what people expect and who's actually out there.
All right, so first up, let's just unpack that desire a little bit. What we're calling the high earner expectation.
Let's be real, it's no secret. You see it trending on social media, you hear it in conversations. The idea of a partner who's a major financial provider is a huge deal in dating. It's a desire that, really shapes how a lot of people are searching for a relationship.
But what happens when we move away from that ideal and just look at the cold, hard data? This is where we get into the reality check. Let's see what the numbers have to say. So the whole core of this reality check really comes down to this one figure, which the analysis we're pulling from calls the 15%. And as you can see here, it's very specific. It's the percentage of men in the Black community who earn $80,000 or more a year. That's the specific benchmark we're looking at.
Okay, so let's get right to it. What does this statistic actually tell us?
Just think about that for a second. We're talking about a pretty significant income level, right? It's one that usually implies a certain amount of success and financial stability. So what percentage of men do you think actually hits that number?
The number is 15%. That's it. According to the data, only 15% of men in the Black community are hitting that $80,000 income level. Or, to put it another way, for every 100 men, just 15 are in this specific earning bracket.
But see, that number, that 15%, that's only half the story. The really eye-opening part comes when we compare it to the expectation. And this is what the source calls the staggering mismatch.
Okay, just look at this breakdown. On one side, you have the supply, the 15% of men who meet that income goal. But then, on the other side, the source material argues that the demand, so the percentage of women who want this kind of partner, is nearly 100%. The gap between those two numbers is just staggering.
And wow, this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? You don't need to be a data wizard to see what's going on here. That demand bar, representing the desire, is just towering over this tiny little supply bar. It's a perfect picture of this massive disconnect between a really common desire and who's actually available in the dating pool.
So, what does all this actually mean? After seeing this data, what's the big takeaway here? That's what we're going to cover in our last section, Food for Thought.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one crucial point. The data just shows a huge gap between a very common relationship goal and the simple economic facts on the ground. And it's so important to remember, this isn't about judging anyone's desires. It's just a statistical reality that has a direct impact on the dating world.
And that leaves us with this final question to think about. Knowing this huge disparity exists, how does it actually change the conversation we're having about dating and money? Does this data maybe push us to rethink what makes a great partner? Or does it just shine a big spotlight on the intense competition for that top 15%? That's the real reality check.